Aryna Sabalenka calls for urgent meeting while Iga Swiatek claims players are unhappy with Grand Slams. Back in March, when Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka, and Coco Gauff stood among 20 leading voices demanding fairness, the message thundered through tennis. Their handwritten signatures, featuring 10 of the top 11 women, including Polish powerhouse Iga Swiatek, etched a bold stand. Grand Slams must channel more of their soaring revenues into player welfare and raise prize money to a more appropriate percentage of tournament revenues, reflective of the players' contribution to tournament value. They urged a louder player voice in decisions that directly impact them. Now, as the WTA season nears its end, Swiatek strikes again, calling out Grand Slams for their rising profits and fading conscience. One of the brightest voices in women's tennis has spoken again, and this time, the message cuts sharper than ever. Iga Swiatek, along with several top WTA stars, is calling on the 4 Grand Slams to return to the negotiating table. For sure, it would be great if the Grand Slams wanted to talk to us, because that's how it's supposed to be, and I don't really get why there's no more open conversation, Swiatek told AFP in Riyadh, where the WTA finals are unfolding under bright lights and heavy tension. Her words echoed beyond the arena, slicing through the calm of complacency. She added, "It's not only about prize money, but also about the pension, the health plan, and just having more smooth cooperation and communication in the future. So I think for sure it's a setback, and for sure the players are not happy with it." The tone was unmistakable, measured yet fiery, a champion's voice demanding fairness, not favor. Even Aryna Sabalenka, the fiery world #1, didn't mince her words in Riyadh. Discussing the impasse during the WTA finals, she declared, "I think it's the time right now to sit at a table and come to a conclusion that everyone will be happy with." Her message was clear: enough of the delays, it's time for action. Behind the scenes, the silence has been deafening. According to people familiar with the matter and documents seen by AFP, the dialogue that once showed promise hit a wall during the summer. The majors informed players they would have to postpone looking into their proposals until other matters have been resolved. That single statement froze the momentum of what was meant to be a historic step forward for athlete empowerment. Those other matters were heavyweights of their own: the ongoing lawsuit filed by the Professional Tennis Players Association, PTA, and discussions about a potential premium tour that could reshape tennis' future. Yet, according to AFP's understanding, the players weren't buying the delay. On July 30th, a second letter landed on the desks of the majors, where players stated in unison that plans for future tour reforms should not delay action. It was a defiant reminder that promises without progress mean little in a sport built on endurance. As the summer wore on, small signs of movement flickered. Only the U.S. Tennis Association, USTA, and the All England Club, ALTC, sat down with player representatives during the U.S. Open in September. The meetings were brief, the intentions unclear, and since then, communication has again gone silent. The disconnect between tennis's power brokers and the athletes who fill stadiums has rarely felt so wide. Among the proposals now gathering dust is a visionary plan, a Grand Slam Player Council. Much like the ones that exist within the ATP and WTA tours, this council would give athletes a formal seat at the table to be consulted on prize money, scheduling, rules, and policy changes that directly affect their livelihoods. It's a simple yet seismic idea, that those who play the game should have a say in shaping it. But the story runs deeper. 2 months after the initial talks in March, the lawsuit expanded, broadening the battlefield. By July, the power centers of tennis, Wimbledon, Roland Garros, the U.S. Open, and the Australian Open, were drawn into negotiations, discussing pensions, healthcare, and player consultation. The doors cracked open, but progress moved at a crawl, tangled in legalities and hesitation. Then came September 23, 2025, a pivotal date in tennis politics. The PTA took a bold leap, asking the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York to officially add the governing bodies of all 4 Grand Slams as defendants, alongside the ATP and WTA. Their post on X thundered with conviction. For years, professional tennis players and the PTA have raised concerns about the systemic issues plaguing the sport. In March, we filed a landmark case challenging the status quo and demanding lasting reform. Their mission was clear: to pull every key player into the legal ring and force a reckoning that could redefine tennis for generations. Now, as Iga Swiatek raises her voice once more, she stands